Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. My name is Joshua David. As always, coming at you every day, every week, same time and the same place. If you happen to miss two tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back to register for the free class. And if you're just tuning in, Al was shedding some light on what is keeping you from reaching your full financial potential, but different techniques and ways to have the potential to get there, to reach
Mhm.
those objectives that you do have. And talking about some of those different techniques and strategies that we're getting into, especially in the last segment, when people are looking for that income potential, futures and Forex is what a lot of people are looking at, Al. I mean, we didn't really get time to talk about that, but these markets are open 24 hours a day, giving people the opportunity, especially that work during the day, to have
Mhm.
the potential to create income in the evening. But the great thing about that as well is it allows leverage. In these investing classes, I know you get into the leverage, how that works and everything, but basically what that means is you can use a smaller amount of capital to control a much larger asset. So a lot of people think, oh, I don't have enough money to trade and invest in the markets. These markets that allow leverage, really, it's really the barrier of entry is much
Right.
easier for the average investor. And you talk a lot about that stuff in the investing class. But in this next topic, you wanted to get into retirement and really what to do if you live the life in retirement, if what you're living is not what you had planned for. So let's talk a little bit about that. How can people have the potential to live the life that they want in retirement and not be stuck in that rut
Mhm.
of living that life of not planning for that?
Well, the best thing to do is, of course, prepare for it before you're retired. But
That's key.
for a lot of people, they're already retired or they're getting close to retirement. And if you're in a situation where you're not able to live the retirement of your dreams, what you had really planned for, what are you going to do? What are your alternatives? What are your choices? Do you just follow the same strategy and the same investments that have failed you so far? Because that's what a lot of people end up doing simply because they don't know anything different. And what can you do to change? Well, Josh really just mentioned one of the things, the leveraged assets that our students use and that we teach. We have classes in these. We'll show you how to trade these leveraged assets, when to use them, what the benefits are, which one might be appropriate for you. But it allows you, if you don't have a lot of money in retirement, it allows you to participate in a large investment with a small upfront cost, sort of like a mortgage. You have a down payment, you put a mortgage together, and you buy a house worth maybe 10 times as much as that investment. Leverage in the financial markets can be 10 to 1, 50 to 1, 100 to 1. Great potential for you to be able to kind of do that catch up with a small amount of money. And even if you have a large amount of money in your retirement accounts, you can take a small amount. You don't have to put all of your money to work in the market. That some of your money can be in something that maybe is a much more secure kind of an investment. But if you have a portfolio, there are ways of boosting the returns on it. But the number one thing is when you go into retirement, even before you go into retirement, no matter what you're trading or investing, always have a protection in place. Always have risk management as the number one thing that you do before you even enter a trade. Understand what that risk is, and then understand also that you can manage it. There are risk management techniques that we teach, but in retirement, it becomes extremely important. A lot of you might have gone through the market back in 2008, and you're really concerned that something like that might happen now because for some of you, you're just now getting back to where you were in 2007. So you understand how important protection is. But also, what if you could have participated financially to your benefit when that market was crashing in 2007 and in 2000 and the beginning of 2020? Those are things that the institutions, the big banks are using to their advantage. You can do the same thing. You have the same opportunities they do. You can use that in retirement. But I think the number one thing is as soon as possible, get control of your assets where you are eliminating the fees that are being taken out of your employer sponsored plans, eliminate those fees, add the extra choices that you have in a self directed account, and we'll show you how to utilize those. you can use those assets and those strategies in all three market directions, not just one, which you're used to in your 401k.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm sure a lot of our listeners, I'm hoping anyway, have had a little bit of return in their portfolios. I mean,
Sure.
markets have gone
They
straight
should.
up. They should have, but it's probably underperformed the market based off fees and what they're losing and everything. But we're seeing a lot of people that want to, I guess, increase that performance and have strategies that's designed to have that potential to increase their performance, but also increasing that performance in those down markets as well. So if you want to learn about those different techniques and strategies, the financial quick start kit that we've been giving away has different topics on strategies for increasing performance in declining markets, but also during up markets as well, and really having that potential. So if you want to get that financial quick start kit, just text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back, but you got to register for the class to receive this financial quick start kit when you attend. So, Al, a lot of people want to sleep better at night knowing they're protected,
Hmm.
right? Now, there's some techniques and strategies to protect their accounts, and kind of like an insurance policy. Now, let's put it this way: everybody has insurance on something, whether it's their home, their cars, themselves.
Hmm.
If you're listening right now, do you have insurance on your portfolio? And if I had a cricket button, I'm sure it would be crickets right now because people are saying insurance for my portfolio. What the heck is that?
Hmm.
Talk a little bit about the asset that you have the potential to insure and protect your portfolios, but also having the opportunity or the potential to increase those gains with that smaller amount of capital.
Yeah, you're talking about an asset that has a lot of different choices, or we might say has many options. It happens to
Hmm.
be the options
No pun
market.
intended, huh?
Yeah, and if you don't understand the options market, or if you have maybe dipped your toe in it and it hasn't worked out well, it's probably because you didn't know enough about it and you were using the wrong strategies.
And that's
But
perfect though, because our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, teaches you from the bottom up. So if you're
correct.
brand new to a new technique or concept, learning it from the bottom up is going to be the easiest, but also the fastest way to do that.
Correct. And probably if you have had financial education, maybe from a book or a seminar, webinar, you probably have learned the wrong way. So it actually is better for us if you don't know anything
Yep.
because we can teach kind of with a blank slate. But options are something you can use both for your short-term income needs, kind of intermediate term, long term. You can use them in your retirement accounts to generate additional cash.
Or really have that potential.
The potential, always potential, and nothing is guaranteed. But that makes it even more important to put the odds in your favor that something will go in your favor. You want to have an edge. You want to have the odds that are going to be beneficial to you, and that's all part of setting a set of rules. And the rules should be specific to you, but those rules should keep you focused on a particular asset or strategy or strategies that will get you from where you are to where you want to be. And that's part of what we do too. We help you put those rules together in a plan that everybody will utilize. It's going to be sort of like your trading Bible. It's going to not only include that core strategy, but also the asset or assets that are appropriate for you, how to control risk, and also how to control your emotions. But in retirement, you have, well, let me step back a second. Before retirement, you have been taught that the only way to really involve yourself in the market or be involved is to just put together a buy strategy. You buy something, you hold on to it, and you don't worry about what happens when the market goes down because it will come back. Well, that's one of the reasons that so many people are in a retirement crisis now,
Yeah.
because that hasn't done what it was supposed to do. It keeps you vulnerable to major market corrections, which can mean maybe an additional 5, 10, 15 years for you to recoup what was taken away by that correction or that crash.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought those topics up. Even though markets have been bullish, which have been soaring for years now, now is the time to protect that and continue to grow so you're not having any downfalls. And you kind of reminded me of those commercials you see on TV all the time, those insurance commercials. You got that guy with that really deep voice, but it's really soothing and
Mhm.
saying you're in good hands,
Yes, right.
with whatever insurance that you're purchasing, right? Or they're promoting. Well, if you're not in good hands and protecting your portfolios, you may not be able to get to retirement. But now is the time to protect that in good markets. So if you want to learn more about how to sleep better at night, knowing you're protected. There's strategies for having the potential to increase that performance in up and down markets. So if you want to receive the financial quick start kit that has topics on that, you got to register for one of these free classes. Al teaches these right here in Bloomington. They're 2 hours and get into the different techniques and strategies on how to take over your financial life. Callers 1 through 10. When you call in now, you're going to receive 2 tickets, one for you and a friend. Call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back, but you got to register for this free class. Al, take us home.
Well, let's kind of wrap it up by continuing on this retirement subject. It's so important. It's something that really impacts everybody at some point in their life.
Living the promised land and going to get into those golden years of retirement. 952-814-4410. We'll be right back.